The Eagle's marketing make your brand fly high like an eagle.
Enjoy this cut.
Let's understand what is construction manage.
Yes.
How we do plan, cost, schedule, calculate the risk, the opportunities, and everything else.
Yes.
So let's understand this, Kayo. You found these companies, so no one can be better than you to explain this.
All right. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And so I start by saying it's a lot of work, meaning, hint, get involved, get Mass Home or, a construction manager involved in your project as soon as possible. Because if you don't know the direction to make your project move fast, or, you just don't know what the first step is, or maybe you do know, but you need a little more direction. Or sometimes people don't even know when they need direction or not. So that's why I say it's a lot of work up front. So initially, when homeowners or investors or developers are looking into buying lots, I say looking into buying lots again for the same reason that construction management is a lot of work. Before a property is bought, a lot of things can be identified, risks and opportunities, like you mentioned. Depending location of projects, resources can be harder or easier to get to. And so all those things should be looked for and already planned for before, if you can, before you buy the property, because super important. Number one in construction management, planning. Planning goes into pre-construction, right? So before we get a building permit, as you guys know, like we go through the processes of, now in Massachusetts, there's the stretch code. So we have to, in certain projects, get HERS rater involved. Some people think that it's not needed, but most of the time you need a surveyor out to the lot to stake the property or stake the new building, or to simply just do a plot plan so the city can see, and be reassessed of like what's going on. They can kind of update the city again on okay, this is what you guys are doing. This is the house, what's going on. So pre-construction is really important because people can buy a house, right, for development or flip, and they'll have a mortgage payment on it every month, and like if you're trying to make the most money out the project, you got to make the least amount of those payments, So one way I found to be very helpful is in my planning phase, when clients are already bringing in, or partners are bringing in plans or talking about these projects, I'm already like, all right, well, let's get the ball moving. Like, what's the first step? What's the next step? Because we got to do pre-construction. All right. So what's pre-construction, right? Pre-construction is various meetings prior to pulling any permit. You know what I mean? Because to pull permits, there are certain documents needed, like I just mentioned. Time needs to be put into the estimating, of course, the cost. That would be number two.
Yeah, but I think before this, for example, let's see, I wanna buy a house, or I wanna building from zero. If I already have, I think on when you are talking about the plan, we need to understand which goal the owner have, what they wanna do. They wanna fix, they wanna demo and construction from zero. So I think when you are talking about the plan, we need to understand where you are, where we are, and where we wanna go, and understand how coming from point A to point B, and plan this. So first step is understand the point A. So for example, if somebody wanna buy house, or they already have something and you wanna change, you can give tips or idea what they need look, and how they can understand this first step.
Right. Yes. 100%. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's why I say to involve a construction manager or a general contractor as early as possible, because before buying a property, many things can be identified. On a tear down property that we have to bring down the house, we got to plan logistics of machinery, got to plan logistics of, disposal of material, space on site, all these things need to be looked at. You know, where can a machine be placed? Where can material be staged? So all that, it's way better to look at it before the property is bought, because it can help seeing additional costs. You know what I mean?
So if somebody wanna buy house, they can ask us to go there with together.
Yes, Mass Home will do an exclusive service to actually go out to see the property out with an owner, or with someone interested in buying a property, and, you know, free of charge. You know what I mean? Free of charge.
And it can like save money and time for you. For example, if you wanna buy house and you don't have any idea about construction, but you wanna buy, so it's nice if you have somebody who understand and they say to you, oh, this house you need fix this, and that. It's gonna cost you to like a couple $100 or couple $1,000. I don't know.
Right.
Depends the house. And then you have idea and you can make the plan what you should do and how it's gonna cost to you. So, and then after this, you going to point B. So like how Kayo, we make a point B, like how we construction the idea. Take the paper, take the mind and put in the paper, and then like make the point B becoming out the paper too.
Right. I think it's something very important. I think Gabe can also help us with this too. For the audience here is scope of work, right?
Yeah.
In the plan, in the number one, before you even get into cost, it's really important to know your scope of work in accordance with the plans, right? Analyzing the plans and getting a scope of work. You know, I think you can tell us, right, Gabe, why a scope of work is so important to the planning phase.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like you definitely mentioned, that the pre-construction planning, all that is crucial. So you kind of know what you're stepping into. You know, you definitely want to know what you're going into, and and just so you want to know even more about what you're going into, because, and then you can take calculated risks after that. You know, but scope of work is super important because you want to be very detailed and very specific on what you're going to be able to do in a certain project, you know, and you definitely want to inform the customer what you're going to do, what you guys might run into, what are the certain things that you have to get done in order for the job to keep on going, you know. So you planning, man, and you create and making a separate document for your scope of work, and, you know, just taking the time to work on that, you know, revise that, and just that simple stage, simple, it's not, definitely not simple, but that pre-construction phase of you doing the best you can, and just, it could take long, you know, it could take some process. It could having you going back and forth into the job site and looking at everything very detailed.
Right.
That can save you a big wave at once you're already, okay, customer signed, let's get the job rolling. Now what, you know?
Yep.
Now you run into something that, oh shoot, maybe I didn't include this. Now
the scope of work.
Gotta do, you know, didn't include this. That's gonna just keep on lowering your margin, you know, your profit margin.
And that's why it's so important you take more time making the plan.
Yeah.
Than the, like, for example, we are making the plan and you forget something or you don't realize about something, and then in the middle of the job we need to do this, we need buy this, and then like if you don't this, they were gonna stop, you know. So before you get this point, it's important you take more time checking again, and if you forget something, because when you stop the work or you don't have material, like basically you're gonna like make delays on work. So that's why it's so important you check and recheck everything before you start, before you say the price, because things can change, and if you don't have the plans, it's gonna cost you more money and more time.
Thank you for watching this video.
Like and subscribe, and please comment below.
Thank you so much.